boys sat down home by dinner eat. Some folks in Washington believed this so hard that they packed picnic blankets and rode their carriages out to watch the first big battle. Real food, fancy cheese, opera glasses. They set up blankets on a hillside near a creek called Bull Run in Virginia and treated it like a day out at the theater.
Oh, look, Harold, the soldiers are shooting.
Marvelous. Pass the cheese, would you?
I do hope our boys win quickly. I have a dinner party tonight.
I'm sure it'll be over by lunch. More shopping.
Why do those soldiers run into warrants?
Must be victory parade. Oh, I've spilled my champagne.
Harold, get in the carriage.
The picnic was over, and so was the fence. The Union Army didn't just lose at Bull Run, it fell apart completely. Soldiers threw down their weapons and sprinted back toward Washington in total panic, crashing into fancy carriages and picnic blankets on the way. Back in a small Connecticut town, a young man named Tommy Aldrich had signed up for his 90-day adventure just 2 weeks earlier. He told his mother he'd be home before the leaves changed color. After Bull Run, the army told him 90 days was now 3 weeks. Tommy pulled out his mother's letter, read it one more time, then stuffed it back in his pocket and started marching. By the end of that single afternoon, nearly 5,000 soldiers on both sides were dead, wounded, or missing. One afternoon. And this was supposed to be the quick, easy war. Both sides went quiet. Nobody had a plan for what came next. And the reason for fighting was about to change in a way nobody saw coming. For months, Lincoln had been hiding something in his desk drawer. A secret document that would transform the entire world. He called it the Emancipation Proclamation, an official order declaring every enslaved person in Confederate states forever. But his advisors begged him to wait. The Union was losing battle after battle. Confederate armies had won. If Lincoln released this now, it would look desperate. He needed a victory first. There was another reason too. Britain and France were talking about helping the Confederacy. The South grew most of the world's cotton, and European factories needed it. If those countries sent money or weapons to the Confederacy, the Union was in serious trouble. Then came September 17, 1862, a place called Antietam Creek in Maryland. The single bloodiest day in all of America. By sunset, around 22,700 soldiers were dead, wounded, or missing. In one day. The Confederates pulled back. Close enough. Lincoln finally. Gentlemen, I'm freeing the slaves in the rebel states. All of them? And here's the clever bit. No European country wants to be seen helping a nation that's fighting to keep slavery. 1 week later, and we cut off their heads. That's actually brilliant. I know. Someone get me a pen. A nervous telegram operator in a tiny Washington office is clicking away on his machine when his device suddenly goes straight. He reads the message, knocks over his coffee, and sprints down the hallway yelling, "The president did it! He's freeing the slaves!" Papers fly everywhere. A clerk drops a sandwich, someone trips over a chair. On January 1st, 1863, the proclamation went into effect. And something remarkable. Around 200,000 black men signed up to fight for the Union. Former slaves picked up rifles and marched against the very system that had enslaved them. The war to save the country had become a war to end slavery. And the summer of 1863 was about to bring two battles that would decide everything. Summer 1863. The Confederacy was losing men, losing supplies, and losing blood. So, Confederate General Robert E. Lee decided to gamble everything on one massive invasion of the North. His plan was bold and desperate. March into Pennsylvania, win a huge battle on northern soil, and scare everyday Northerners into demanding peace. Here's the funny thing. Nobody actually planned to fight at Gettysburg. Some Confederate soldiers wandered into the little town because they had heard a store there sold shoes. Their feet were wrecked from months of marching. They just wanted boots. Instead, they bumped into Union scouts. Both sides called for backup, and then more backup. All because some guys needed some new footwear. By day 3, 165,000 soldiers were stranded around a town most of them had never heard of. And Lee ordered one of the most famous and most doomed attacks in military history. General Lee wanted me to do what? March your men across that open field toward those Union soldiers on the hill. The ones with all the cannons. That's the one. Across an open field for almost a mile. Those are the orders. Has General Lee seen that field? He believes in the courage of our men. I believe in courage too. I also believe in math. Nearly half of Pickett's men were left on that front. 1,000 miles west, Union General Ulysses S. Grant had the city of Vicksburg surrounded. Vicksburg sat right on the Mississippi River, the most important waterway in America. Whoever held it controlled the entire middle of the country. Inside the walls, a skinny Confederate soldier is down to the last drop. He breaks it in half and offers one piece to his great cat. The cat sniffs it, looks deeply offended, and struts away. On July 3rd, Lee's invasion collapses at Gettysburg. The very next day, July 4th, Vicksburg surrounded. The Union now controlled the Mississippi, slicing the Confederacy Lee into 2 battles, 1. The South could still fight. The war could drag on for years. But one man was about to decide how to win. Lincoln needed someone who would finish this war. He chose Ulysses S. Grant, the general who had just won Vicksburg, and gave him one simple order. And Grant's strategy sounded almost crazy. Attack every single day. Never stop. Never rest. Never give Lee's army a chance to move. Even when the Union lost the battle, Grant didn't retreat like previous generals. He just marched forward and attacked again. The cost was staggering. In just 6 weeks during spring 1864, over 55,000 Union soldiers were killed or wounded. Newspapers started calling Grant a butcher. Families across the North dreaded every knock at the door. In a small Ohio town, a mail carrier dropped off a bag of letters at a post office. Every single envelope is headed in blood. The color families used when someone died. The postmaster counts 14 black-edged letters in one delivery. For one tiny time. He looks at the empty main street and realizes most of the young men who used to walk past his window every morning are gone. And then, in September, the move. Union General William Sherman captured Atlanta, one of the biggest and most important cities in the South. Lincoln won re-election in Atlanta. Sherman then marched his army 300 miles to the coast, burning farms, railways, and anything the Confederate Army could use along the way. His goal was simple: destroy the South's ability to keep it. General Lee, Sherman just burned half of Georgia. How are our spoilers? What spoilers? Food for the men? We had some cornmeal. A horse ate it. The horse ate our food? To be fair, sir, we almost ate the horse. By April 1865, Lee's army was starving and surrounded. On April 9th, he surrendered to Grant at a farmhouse in Virginia. 4 years of fighting, and the United States was won again. 5 days later, Abraham Lincoln went to see a play. A man named John Wilkes Booth crept up behind him and told the truth. Lincoln died the next week. The man who held America together didn't live to see what it would be. This war ends in 1865, but the real aftermath plays out in the wilderness. If you skip that, you're missing half the story. Click here to watch. And I'll catch you next time.
Points where literally anybody will fully math without knowing how to code. This is base 44. This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI in the last, and you wouldn't believe the kind of apps that people are creating. Smart nutrition apps, inventory trackers, onboarding tools, you name it. And if the only thing stopping me from making this app is the idea, why not build an app with the endless possibilities? So let's make it. First, I draft the full spec and ChatGPT, and then I drop the prompts directly into Facebook. You have a super detailed structure. And here it is. Everything I laid out in detail as it goes. This is pretty awesome, but I want to make it playful. So I'm looking at a swipe left and swipe right interface. Same usability. Now I'm going to
Why are you going? Be quiet.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We should close the borders. This is an open carry studio. Here's your gun.
No, that's too nice. This is what they really do.
Please observe a moment of violence.
Finley guys spent the last couple of decades making fun of conservatives, and they're not stopping anytime soon. So why don't we go through every single one they've called conservative, and the most relevant seems terribly outdated, starting with the many references to January 6th.
When are we doing? It's our nation's capital. I just love our government. And you don't.
They don't really say anything about January 6th. Well, the first time, anyway. They make the same reference later on in the episode, and the second one had a bit more build-up. Here's the setup. Stewie's running for office. The office is snack captain of his preschool class, completely meaningless, but he's not about to lose to his rival, Doug.
It's like the gloves are off. I'm taking on bigger challenges.
The gloves are off, he says, but he doesn't know who he's dealing with. Doug doesn't throw softballs. Right from the very first debate, he straight up buries Stewie.
During the attack on the Capitol, here's Stewie waving to supporters safely behind barricades. Here he is with Josh Collins, fleeing the riot they helped stoke.
What a little... Are you okay?
We spend the rest of the episode competing with each other in the polls, yada yada yada, but if you do care about who won, I'm going to tell you Stewie did. Partially because he managed to save the vegetation, and sometimes you can use a face mask. Yeah, Doug's just dead. Dead. Like he's not part of the show anymore. Elvis send off, I guess. Speaking of characters who got killed off on the show, they're Adam West has been gone for a few seasons now. What we got now is they're in a Wild Fest. The episode Old West, he got to meet his father, who's got laws and somehow still exists. Dude. That's one way to treat your son. Turns out that both of them have very strange relationships in Old West when Pat and Duck's son. Probably shot first today, but like Peter decides to help him to a normal, non-criminal old man, but for all of us to say he's still a bit stuck in his ways.
Are you sure this whole get-up is necessary?
The free Marion polo shirt tells everyone that you're handsy when you're drunk. It's not like it was kneeling in a football game. Now you look like a man who's ready to be a dick.
They aren't talking about the past, they're talking about the future. So I'm referring to the episode last on the Leo, where the guy tried to pull the Simpsons to predict the future.
You believe that Trump hung himself in prison?
Probably weren't expecting a second term when they made that deal now, were they? Although I think it's pretty clear they kind of wanted one specific thing to happen.
God, I can't believe Mike Pence came out of the closet just before he hung himself in prison.
You know what I mean?
I can't believe Melania was deported to Slovenia and then hung herself in a European prison.
Fair to the show kind of actually predicted Epsteining himself in prison. If you believe the show, that joke was actually written 6 months before Epstein's death. Now, you might be wondering, was Family Guy always this mean to conservatives? Yes, they were. Here's a joke from 14 seasons earlier. Peter travels back in time with the help of death and accidentally creates what they consider the perfect timeline.
You've got to send me back in time again so I can marry Lois.
Dick Cheney, the chairman of Halliburton, shot, and a bullet went right through him, killed Karl Rove and Tucker Carlson.
I don't know who any of those people are.
You don't know who those people are, sound off in the comments, because I've got one you probably never knew about.
Well, of course.
One of them. They're acting as a joke. He's trying to stop fighting, kill the boss man. Rest in peace. Sometimes the writers can make jokes, kind of remind you of reality. Like this joke picked up in the episode American Gigolo.
This is a mess. Like when Peter wrote that Access Hollywood bus. Hey, thanks for letting me ride on the bus with you. Hey, you want to have some locker room fun? I won't tell you. Whoa, that's not a locker room talk. It's really good play, good pass.
I know that. I'm saying,
Well, as long as you didn't try to arrange you with Finkel.
I did try. She was theirs.
Oh, you're opposite. Hey, you ever thought of being president? Well, it is 2005. Everything's changing. Which means they have an idea for this thing called Twitter, where crazy people can bash ladies and minorities at 3 a.m.
She's your girl spotted.
She's in the purple.
Oh, also Cougar. I invented it, if you're listening to this in the future.
So, do some push-ups just in case you start kissing me.
That's the cheapest breath mint. I thought you were a billionaire.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just like kissing. It's like a magnet. And when you're smart, they let you do anything. You can do anything.
Well, I grab him by the hand?
Yeah, buddy. Now, would you believe me if I said that this is the only time Family Guy makes jokes about grabbing women by their insert YouTube safe euphemism here? So does Vladimir Putin, apparently. In episode 24, Peter writes Vladimir Putin across the word Gmail. The president simply did not take his line down.
Husband writes me an email and beat up any rocky American chicken.
Hey, no. Go, Steve. Shit.
Peter picks up the gauntlet and they proceed to have a very unfair fight.
Yeah. The heck I guess. Yeah.
Turns out this is going to be more than beat up Peter now that he's stateside. Yeah, they're going to get a lot of mileage as president, don't you worry. Now, would you believe me if I said Family Guy was a big fan of Make America Great Again crowd? I mean, if the January 6th references weren't proven up, how about the other times they made fun of them? Like that one time Brian and Stewie bought a bunch of saltwater taffy and couldn't sell a single bomb. Desperate to not go bankrupt, Brian comes up with a genius idea. Find a big enough group of stuff, freaking and taking it off on him. Rebranding this taffy and chewing on it. If you don't know what chewing on is referring to, here's a quick summary from Family Guy.
We don't know because it was falling into us in years, so it must be true.
Yeah, it's probably the best explanation you're going to get out of me. Oh, here's a quick question. You know why Cleveland carries a whole ass shotgun around him?
I need your gun. We are all in case people try to make America great again. Wait, you be returning? Yes.
If so far you still aren't picking up what Family Guy is putting down, they spell it out real well in the episode The Bird Right. And that one, Peter buys himself a really cool 80-year-old bird that even does tricks.
Thanks, Jerome, but I got it. No, now it's the time of our life. He's like the sun I never...
Pretty cool, right? No, not cool. Turns out that there's no ordinary bird. This is Adolf Hitler's bird. And nobody wants a Nazi bird hanging around.
Guys, just remember that thing I wanted to tell you before. Adolf Hitler. Funny British John show with Adolf Hitler's bird.
Oh, you probably thought I meant it was a bird owned by Nazis. No. It's a true believer. Peter still doesn't want to get rid of this bird. He just got the argument with his wife.
He said the thief when he was caught.
You don't get rid of the bird.
You ever hear of revenge porn?
Everyone would see it.
Yeah. Don't think you need a map to figure out who the 40% of top of that are. Did you know Family Guy has been making that exact connection for a long time now? Here they are making a pretty similar joke 14 seasons earlier in the episode, Road to Germany. Stewie, Brian, and Mort wind up in Eisenberg, Germany, and you can clearly tell the Nazis are in charge.
So this is Berlin, huh? Doesn't seem so bad.
Dear God, this place is nightmarish. Look at the offensive way they draw Jewish people.
At least they're self-aware. Anyway, the boys need to disguise themselves as Nazis, so they come up with a pretty solid plan.
Want to get a sneak picture? Want to be a straight ball?
Let's get inside that left.
Of course, this wasn't the only other time Family Guy-related conservatives did become mustache. In the episode 420, Peter tries to get weed illegalized, so he comes up with a genius ad.
All right, a minute. Put together our anti-pot video. Take a look. Let's kill 6 million Jews. Anybody else who likes pot, reach for my joint. Give us some of that. Now let's go to France. Steal all their objects. That's it. Some Fox News, they won't elect Hitler's license, and they won't have to slam.
I wonder how much people over at Fox News feel about these Family Guy jokes. I could probably guess, actually. You know what? It's a big time to talk about how much Family Guy loves making fun of Fox News. Because they do it quite a lot. Like, it's a common collective discourse on Fox News.
My problem is that liberals hate America. You just contradicted me. You hate America.
But you just get a word in.
You like the terrorists.
You're right again.
Time Peter and Lois started getting steamy and back to the police van.
There's something else in here. What's up, the sheriff? Yeah, I got into a slap fight with the Applebee's hostess because they wouldn't bring on Fox News. For what? I didn't tell you to stop.
You didn't know Principal Pepper was creepy like that. You already know how creepy Peter and Lois are. To get back to business.
Garbage people from Fox News. Laura
Exactly what I was talking about. I wish you know how the guys over at Fox News feel like the cartoon characters known regularly. Anyway, here's my particular they call Fox News.
Fox News is so loud.
From Chinese balloons.
Now, I wasn't really alive during the Vietnam War, so I don't exactly watch that much Fox News, but I'm sure you can tell me how accurate that is. Like, you can tell me how accurate the episode is dedicated to making fun of Fox News is as well, talking about the cleverly named episode, Foxy Lady. We'll get why they called it that in a second. So that one started with Peter getting an unhealthy fixation on the Fox News network.
Get the Fox News, try to run around. I wish you could make me feel any better. I'm thinking about her every time I
Fox News, which is the high definition, starting Monday.
Does this mean we gotta get a new TV?
What's that? Fox News switching to HD means more hot news lady to Google ad, and Peter's news lane will not be stopped. So you had to watch the new TV right on time for the next day's broadcast.
A real reason to have an HD TV in high definition.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, darn.
Whoa, hold on a minute. What was going on there, Quagmire? The episode doesn't elaborate. You know what? On second thought, I probably don't want to. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Rhonda gets fired right then and there. Now Fox News needs a replacement, and Lois is looking to apply. You're never going to guess what family member thinks it's a bad idea.
Lois, you can't possibly be considering working for Fox News because they're evil and they do the bidding of the Republican Party. I mean, what other reasons do you need?
You sound so desperate to convince me.
Donald Trump's top priority for his second term is to enrich and aggrandize himself, so to seek revenge on his political opponents. But in terms of enriching and aggrandizing himself, one of the biggest monuments to that, quite literally, is the vaunted Trump ballroom. Well, even though Trump insisted that Americans have
Repeated addition. Here, we add 4 groups of 3 munchkins. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 4 times 3. 6 9, 12. So 4 times 3 is equal to 12. 12 times. Now try this one. What is 5 times 2? Know the answer? Enter it on Monster Math, where you can acquire your Monster Avatar and earn prize for the math problems you get right. And parents, a real teacher explains any problem your child misses, so they can learn all by themselves. If you enjoy watching this quick lesson, click play now to try out some more math problems. Or let's do some more problems together here. Try this one. What is 3 times 7? Click play now to check your answer. Again, multiplication is the same as repeated addition. So we add 3 groups of 7 munchkins. 7 plus 7 plus 7. 14, 21. 3 times 7 equals 21. Let's try another. What is 9 times 3? Be sure to click play now to check your answer. 9 groups of 3 might seem overwhelming, but remember, you can use repeated addition. Okay, right. 3 plus 3 plus 3.
As we've been relentlessly discussing here at Politics and Politics, Donald Trump's top priority for his second term is to enrich and aggrandize himself, also to circumvent his political opponents. But in terms of enriching and aggrandizing himself, one of the biggest monuments to that, quite literally, is the vaunted wall. Well, even though Trump insisted that American taxpayers would not be on the hook for this, predictably that turned out to be a lie. And now, $1 billion worth of taxpayer funds may be allocated for building this wall. $1 billion of your funds, your loved ones' funds, while you are getting screwed at the gas pump and grocery store by Donald Trump, actively and deliberately. He's enriching himself. Cryptocurrencies, he's enriching his children by giving them taxpayer dollars, millions of taxpayer dollars in the form of government contracts. He now wants you to pay $1 billion taxpayer funds to give him a call. And we promise you, you would not spend a single taxpayer dollars. Now, Republican lawmakers, the midterms are rapidly approaching, are terrified because this is important. And we haven't talked about this. But before we do, if you're not liking this video, you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe and alert bells. So, context, Trump was confronted about this just the other day by reporters. And we should probably start with that and hear his reaction to it.
Another project said that taxpayers would not pay $1 in the White House. Why do taxpayers now be on the hook for $1 billion of that money?
Because there's so many of the projects having to do with safety in a certain section of the White House renter that's not open to all. And we're putting a $400 million to do the ballroom section of the ballroom. We are putting that up privately. I am doing it along with other patients and other countries. They want to do certain things militarily with respect to the ballroom, having nothing to do with us or having to do with the safety of the president.
So again, we start, well, this is not about it's not about ballroom. It's about the funds or the features of the ballroom. It's not about the concrete, the windows, or anything. It's about all the other stuff that apparently we have to build alongside it. So when I said the taxpayers would be responsible for the ballroom, the concrete, maybe the decoration, maybe the room design, that, and all the other stuff, well, yeah, you do need to pay for that. That is. And something else, I want to play another clip here. It is relevant. So easy to forget things, and they give it endless daily corruption. And again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I keep shouting this from the rooftops incessantly. Corruption is the single most important issue as far as I'm concerned, because it directly relates to the affordability issue, right? As far as like political issues are concerned. Yes, you, the American people, you're getting policed, you're getting posed by this man, the stupidity of the deliberate act. But the fact that he is enriching himself so corruptly, and his family so corruptly, and the fact that he is forcing you to pay taxpayer funds to facilitate this corruption, that should just triple or quadruple your anger and rage, anger motivation of both Democratic and Independents. But I will continue to stress that this is important. But it's easy to lose track of all the instances of Russia. If you all remember the Qatari jet, maybe you didn't, it's a reminder. The Qatari government said that they would give Donald Trump a new jet, new 747, to replace Air Force One, the presidential plane, which Trump has been wanting for years. Trump has wanted a new plane. It's all valid Freudian imagery. What's the biggest? I need the biggest and the greatest. I was in Qatar the other day, and all these sheikhs and all these other like foreign leaders, they had bigger, girthier planes than me, and they were curved at the right angle. Melania was just in awe, and I can't have that. Like, that's where his mind goes. So he, by the way, I will point out, very related. In his first term, Trump signed a contract with Boeing to create 2 new Air Force One. Again, paid with taxpayer dollars. Billions and billions of dollars of taxpayer funds to give him his vanity project. Well, now he was given a plane by Qatar, the government of Qatar. Here you go, we'll just give it to you for free. Now, he didn't cancel his contract with Boeing. So all those billions of dollars of taxpayer funds, we're still on the hook. But here's where it gets worse. 2 things. We now have to pay the $1 billion, and it will be a billion, billion with a B. We have to pay another $1 billion taxpayer to do all the necessary security upgrades to take this Qatari jet and make it Air Force One, a secure plane. Basically, got to be rebuilt from the ground up. Trump's not paying for that. Elon Musk isn't paying for that. You're paying for that. I'm paying for that. Or level Trump paying for that. And then Trump plans to take that plane with him once he leaves office. He's going to go with him. And the new presidents are going to have to, hope that Boeing completes the taxpayer-funded government subsidies on the other Air Force. You guys understand? Like, it's insane. It's almost incomprehensibly corrupt. It's cartoon-level villainy corrupt. But Trump was asked about that Qatari jet, which hasn't been headline news for months. He was asked.
But like you did Saturday night 2 weeks ago.
Are you expected to have the Qatari jet by July 4th?
By July 4th, people can have it.
So that new jet that he's going to take with him, that you're paying for, billions of dollars, he's going to take it with him when he leaves, but he'll have it by July 4th. He just wants you to work. Guys, don't you work. My new luxury jet that you're paying for, that I'm going to take with me when I leave office, I'm going to have it by July 4th. With that $4.56 per gallon gas that I gave you. So that's where we are. Well, the political consequences are starting to sink in for the Republicans. Oh my God. The American people are slowly starting to wise up to how shameless and corrupt Trump is, how he's objectively far more corrupt than any and every Democrat who's ever lived. I want to be clear, you take every corrupt Democrat, put them together, aggregate them in one place. There's still no room for corrupt. And given the affordability crisis. So, let's hear. Jake Sherman of Punchbowl News says, $1 billion to secure Trump's law. Moderate Republicans have been chatting with leadership, the White House, and each other, saying they can't vote for it. Politics is too tough, they say. For the first-year poli-sci meeting, we know not to ask members to take this vote. The Speaker does too. One House Republican told us. Another House Republican put it this way, there is no way in hell that this man will 18 votes. Guys, we're getting hammered on the economy. We're getting hammered on all these things, and you want us to take a vote about it? You want us to support it? Let's take it. $1 billion on borrowing trouble. $1 billion request from Trump's White House to secure Trump's revolver is getting a very possible exception from Capitol Hill. After doubt whether the GOP leaders can keep it in the upcoming immigration reconciliation package. Several House and Senate Republicans are privately raising alarms about the political pitfalls of funding anything related to Trump's controversial revolver. Even as the White House, administration officials, and GOP leaders insist that $1 billion is only for security. Some of these skeptical Republicans feel the Baldwin project is just too politically toxic right now, especially when Trump said it for so long that it would be paid for by foreign funds. Trump's approval rating for 30 is gas $4.55 a gallon.
Trump
I
can't
do
get
see
an
that too.
victory against Iran, while he and other administration officials threatened Cuba. The House GOP moderates nine on this Patrick, Pelota, John Bacon, Jim Higgins, and Rob President. Trump's ballroom project isn't new, but Trump and his congressional allies have made a fresh push for the facility since the White House correspondence shooting. Trump has repeatedly said that the construction would be fully funded by private donors at a cost of $4 million. Now the administration wants Republicans in Congress to approve of $1 billion for security. The White House says this pot of money would also fund other Secret Service upgrades. It's not only the politics of the ballroom security funding that has some moderate Republicans fed up. These Republicans feel there's not nearly enough clarity on exactly where the money will go. They feel the White House can still progress week. There's concern as well about trying to expand the reconciliation bill beyond immigration enforcement funds. This isn't what Republican leaders promised. California Republican Representative, Kevin Kiley, who left the GOP to become independent, said he'd vote against reconciliation acting unless Republicans pass ICE reforms, which is unlikely. He's also queasy about the bulk of money. But the idea of just having this funded all at once with very little process, very little scrutiny, very little explanation as to what the funds are going to be going towards, how this benefits our country or national security or taxpayers, I think that's problematic. Mike Johnson can only afford to lose 2 votes on the immediate bill. Johnson needs clear unanimity here. Yeah, but
this issue is super easy. I didn't have to go pick up anything on my own, and all of the equipment was included. It's just one and done. Anyone that needs any of those things should check out Chivalry2.
What?
Yeah.
Put on the charger.
The outer wall is ours! The city is now in reach! We're going to be ripped from past. I've been collecting cards for a minute now. Collecting cards when I was little. Lost them all. My friend got me back into it. But you get it that he liked, behind it. My girl card that I never had, that I actually had the opportunity to see for the first edition card. That's a girl card. You see how much that thing works now? And how would I do with the new digital way? I'm excited. This looks cool. I really didn't have anything like what Box is doing when you pick packs and you get the cards. Opening unboxing on pretty cool. My favorite part about Box is it's like a box of chocolates, you know what you're gonna get. Pick it, and you know there's a legendary, you know what you can get, and I was blessed enough to get my own card, got a card, got a game card. Why did you get a game card? This is just amazing. Opportunities like this. And you can see what you can win. Other than nothing deeper. You should get to check out Box.
Who would attempt to destroy a work of art?
Yeah. No.
So.
Never.
Oh, I'll also point out. Senator appropriations.
What do you need?
It's one to watch.
What you need,
Some
man?
Senate sources need to survive a bird ban. The process by which the parliamentarian decides whether each provision complies with the reconciliation rules. It could also call out during the markup or vote-a-rama if enough rank-and-file Republicans speak out. Which would only need support from a handful of Republican senators. Susan Collins is one of the ones. She's the most vulnerable Republican in this ballot on the ballot in November. But if the process is forward, necessary and how it would be used to upgrade the White House security against that state. One Senate Republican noted the disparity between the $14 million estimate involved in construction and $1 billion for security. The GOP senator added that Congress has received no information from the administration about the ball itself other than the potential money. So again, total disaster. Total. The Republicans are their money as well. It's good. But anyway. And as Leon Blake and CNN reports, Americans really don't like Trump's attempts at implementation. When the story of Donald Trump's presidency is written, it's quite likely that the H word will feature prominently. Hubris, taken further than how he's tried to apply his name and aesthetic across the government. Even as his popularity is sinking below the rarely seen in recent American history, he's plowed forward with his highly unorthodox efforts to fix his moniker and likeness to all manner of government buildings and projects, ranging from Kennedy's U.S. and peace, park apps, savings accounts, drug websites, classic battleships, fighter jets, visa for rich people, gold coins, dollar bills, and passports. Up until now, we've had very little polling by which to gauge how these initiatives have linked people. And as it turns out, Americans seem to regard these things about as ghastly as they might seem. Initial polling about the ball showed it to be overwhelming.
New Washington Post poll found Americans hated just as
No,
much
no.
today as they did then.
No, no. Go in there.
56.
Go in there. It's in there. Give me your phone.
Yes.
Give me
Yes. Take a look. Trump's plan to build a
Bah.
50-foot front road.
Bah.
Americans oppose it 52.
No, play with that fucking TV. Go, TV. Ah.
Paper money. Americans oppose that even more, 68% as well. Yeah, so again, let's see, another 21% said it would be acceptable after he's out of office, while 50% said it wasn't acceptable at all. Only 9% of Americans said it was appropriate to make government adjustments after Trump was president. 9%. Only 62% of Americans, including 30% of Americans, said he'd gone too far, changed too far. So, let's also hear from CNN's Harry Benson to break some of this down. Once again, this is what Donald Trump cares about most. Vanity is narcissism, is corruption, is self-aggrandizement, and the Democratic Party should be using it as proof of corruption while he's not making this true.
Awaken to a world of wonder in Final Fantasy 14 Online. Take it easy and play your way. Whether it's fishing, crafting, or taking on quests. Play solo, or team up with your friends. Final Fantasy 14 Online. Play free today.
We currently receive government benefits, such as Medicaid, SNAP food stamps, SSI, probation, federal public housing programs that are involved in the federal wireless guidelines. If you answered yes, fly network AirTalk Wireless to receive a new iPhone and Samsung Galaxy devices, or you also receive plus 3 monthly cell phone service with government funded benefits called a Lifeline and Affordable Connectivity Program. Qualifying subscribers will also be eligible for its application. This offers unlimited bills and mobility fees. AirTalk Wireless, connecting Americans. Visit airtalkwireless.com to apply now. I never thought I'd be discussing ballroom for John Berman, but here we go. It's the ballroom around the world. We're full of shots about Paul Bobby Johnson 51. That was popular. This is most certainly not popular. Just take a look here. Okay, privately paid. This is a privately paid, and now of course we're talking about potential public funds going through it for the security. Privately paid new White House ballroom. Look at this. In October of 2025, 56% opposed to just 28% supported. Now, after all of the press that the president and Republicans have been trying to make in terms of making this ballroom popular, you know how much it's moved in terms of popular opinion? It hasn't moved at all. It's just as unpopular now as it was in October. It is 56% opposed to 28% support. And I will note, Mr. Berman, but I have my little nugget down here, just 18% of independent support. This ballroom is simply put unpopular. 28% doesn't seem very high. 28% in perspective. Yeah, I'm going to put 28% in perspective for you, because for me, as I said at the beginning, I never thought I'd be talking about ballrooms, because ballrooms are it's not my style, but Americans who support or believe in ghosts, that comes in at 39%. How about telepathy? That comes in at 29%. And the new White House ballroom comes in below both of those at 28%. So the bottom line is that this new White House ballroom is most certainly not popular. More Americans believe in ghosts, and slightly more, though, within the margin of error, believe in telepathy. And I will note that our cameraman right now is laughing like nobody's business.
So this has to do with the idea of priorities. Like, what's important to you? Where do people want to see the president put his attention?
Yeah, okay. So, this is all ridiculous. But how about this? Let's take a look. Why is this ballroom such a problem, I think, for the American popular opinion? Americans on Trump has the wrong priority. How much has he been talking about this ballroom, man? My goodness gracious, we're talking about 67% of Americans who say that Trump has the wrong priority. How about disapproval now on government spending, right? Because now all of a sudden that security is going to be funding this, and this is going to be public funds. Disapproval on government spending, we're talking about that same 67%. So the bottom line is, more people believe in ghosts than believe in this ballroom, and a lot of folks just disagree with Trump on government spending and believe he has the wrong party, like this ballroom. What are the prediction markets saying about whether this even get done this term? Yeah, okay, so what's the chance that the ballroom is completed by 2030? It's been going down. It's been going down, Mr. Berman. The chance that the ballroom is done before 2030, according to the Council Prediction Markets, on March 1, it was 85%, but down it goes. Now it is 29%. So not only is this unpopular, but it might not even get done. It's double trouble with the President of the United States.
Look, with support for the ballroom at 28%, you're hearing all kinds of Democrats saying they're going to make this an issue in the upcoming midterm elections. The $1 billion taxpayer money. This is for the upcoming midterm series. If I want to do more, get some question answers.
I'm really glad that you asked, Johnny Berman, because there's a way to do that. You can watch us tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be answering your questions about the 2026 midterm election. You can go to CNN.com/subscriber.
So there you have it, folks. Again, this is it's a political nightmare for the Republican Party. The Trump is inflicting on them, and Democrats seem to do everything in their power. Again, take the John Ossoff, Chris Murphy approach. Yes, you should care about corruption. You've done the best today. I'm sorry, you should. But to the extent you think that's a privileged view, understand that it's not in this case. Donald Trump is simultaneously screwing you, gas prices, robbing you of your give himself a new Air Force billions.
No yelling, Paro, because tonight didn't.
Children were already rich. And he's not stopping. Like, he's engaging in this level of corruption. It is staggering. That's what he's doing. He's hurting you, enriching himself, aggrandizing himself, and his party has aided and abetted. Think of it.
They have abducted half of the village.
Very good.
This lawsuit is because she wrote a book.
Jeffrey Epstein's suicide note. Were you waiting too? Yeah, I just actually saw this right before I got on stage. You guys want to read it together? Okay. I'm not sure if he wrote it. He was so You ever listen to Epstein talk? He was always like, everybody was saying, he's so smart, he like funds the scientists, and he was a math teacher. We don't play him, by the way. But people are like, oh, he's a smart guy, he's doing the scientists and stuff, and then you can hear him talk, like, oh, my gosh, talk about this, oh. Guy's a fucking idiot. So the suicide note came out, and they showed a scribbled copy of it, which is like, basically, it's illegible. I mean, either I can't read, or you can't read it. But it's a short one, so it's like, don't worry. Well, because usually, like when the government like writes like manifestos and notes, like they go off, you know what I mean? Usually it's like 10 pages. That's why they're like, we'll let them chill, you know? Cash just got done writing that whole shooter's manifesto. His arm was tired. He's been drinking, you know? So they're like, we're gonna give him a break. They're like, even the sixth graders will get this one, you know? Okay, so here's the alleged Epstein suicide note. Okay.
They investigated me for months. Dash. Okay. They investigated me for months. Dash. Found nothing. All caps. You're like, was this written by Trump? Like, what, like... That's like the first red flag. That's like very... Like, either this was written by Trump, or like, that's how you know Trump and Epstein were boys, you know? They have similar writing habits, you know? Similar writing styles. It's like when a band breaks up, it's like, no, I started that. I started the all caps, you know? So he says, found nothing, all caps, 3 exclamation marks. Okay? I don't know if he's aware of this, but they definitely found something. Like, what nothing are you talking about, bro? Like, there's like 8 billion pages in the Epstein files. So you found shit. Okay, so they investigated me for a month, found nothing. Okay? So then he says, so 15-year-old charge results. So 15-year-old charge results. I believe he's talking about a charge that was given 15 years ago, which is like weird language, because like even his amounts of time are under 18. So 15-year-old charge results. He's very excited about the show himself. He's like, off we go! Now this part gets... He says, it is a treat to be able to choose one time to say goodbye. Okay, Shakespeare, scene. It is a treat to be able to choose one time to say goodbye. That's like an emo lyric. You know what I mean? That belongs to the song, you know? It is a treat to be able to choose one time to say goodbye. Yeah, I mean, it's also a treat to have private jets flying you out of prison after you pay your own debt, so I would also call that a treat, you know? And then he said, what you want me to do? And that is correct. That is a whatcha. It is a W-A-T-H-A. What you want me to do? Dash. What you want me to do? Dash. Bust out crying. This just shows that, like, whoever wrote this does not have friends, because in no circles, no generation is that cool lingo. What you want me to do? Bust out crying. And it's not even a question. It's not even a question. Like, what you want me to do? Bust out crying? It's what you want me to do? Bust out crying? Exclamation. What you want me to do? Bust out crying? It's like, yes, the game is on. What you want me to do? Yeah, we went from an emo song to a rap song. It's a treat to be able to choose one's time and say goodbye. What you want me to do? It's a Linkin Park song now. It's like, it's a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying. Okay, there's only one line left. We're at home stretching. Shortest suicide buddy is ever. Yeah. His last line is all caps. His last takes like the last one. And it's 2 sentences. First sentence, no fun. Probably talking about jail, maybe. No fun. It reads more like a sign. It's like he's leaving. He's like, no fun when I leave. Says, no fun. Second sentence, not worth it. Exclamation, exclamation. That is the weirdest line. As if it could get any fucking weirder. You know, he said they investigated me, found nothing. So a 15-year-old charge results. It is a treat to be able to choose one time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying. And he says, no fun! Not worth it!
Don't surrender Aberfell so easily. Protect the hamlet. For the order.
Which the crazy thing about the way Epstein killed himself was that he apparently tied up his bed sheets. He made origami with his bed sheets. And which is already sus in itself, because like here's like a billionaire who never made his bed a day in his life. Suddenly knows how to fold up bed sheets in the exact way, you know what I mean? And he's just like, oh boy! Yeah, somebody's got to turn this into a song. Yeah, so, but yeah, Iran will, yeah. Wait till the Lego video drops. Oh boy! Oh, worth so yeah, that's the alleged Epstein suicide note. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, hold on. I was just reading the transcript. You actually read the one that he wrote. No fun is underlined. The no fun dash. Oh, actually, now looking at his handwriting, it might not be a dash. It might be a what's the one you put up over the head in Spanish? Atenye? Tilde. Yes, tilde. So maybe he said no fun tilde. Not worth it. It is very curvy. I think it was the tilde. Now, you know that the tilde, when you put it over the head, it changes the sound of the head. What does the tilde on its own mean? With that? Approximately. So he says no fun, approximately not worth it. Or it's like written in code, right? It's called a tilde, right? And he says no fun till day. So like, it's nighttime. He's gonna have fun tomorrow. You know? Yeah, not worth it. What you want me to do? Bust out rock. Yeah, that's just fake as fuck. So, and also the other thing about it is that his handwriting starts out super sloppy and then it gets more legible at the end, which is kind of like, you know, he's on his way out. Like, I want people to read that, you know. But yeah, but if you count, there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exclamation marks and a suicide note. That's just too much excitement. That is not, I'm about to kill myself. That's I'm about to ride on a private jet and go to Tel Aviv. That's what it is. That's what that vibe is. Go far. Not worth it. Is there anything that I haven't talked about you'd like to be talked about? Yes. You were. Yes. One of my former students is here. Yes, but you weren't. She said I was a student and I'm giving out. One of my former students is here supporting you. Yes. Hi guys, good to see you. Now, one thing you should know is that she was not one of my masters. That's why she's here. Okay. I taught public speaking for a birthday because it was basically a program where students would come see if they wanted to go to birthday. And I taught public speaking, and those are the only students who took it. So you know, it's good to see you, Meg. Thanks for going back. You're still in San Antonio, right? Oh yeah. Awesome. Some of my students are still alive. You know, that bad. Yeah. What else? The Met Gala? What did you say over here? What? Oh, hantavirus. Yeah, I wish hantavirus was found at the Met Gala. That would have been a great story. The Met Gala, by the way, I don't see it. That's like, to me, it's like one of those things. Like, what are you fucking with the Met Gala? Just look at it. And then he keeps up. Oh. Wait. Dodge. Go far. The end, I'm going to sit here for a second, but the end of the suicide note literally feels like AI, like had a mental breakdown. No more. So yeah, the Met Gala, I would say it's no fun. The Honda virus, this is interesting, right? Because, so basically, you guys remember COVID? Okay, so I don't know if you remember, but like when COVID was becoming a scare, like in February, March 2020, the incident that kind of started the whole lockdown situation was a cruise ship. Both cruise ships where there was great outbreaks, but there was one cruise ship where there was so many outbreaks they had to dock that ship. And they docked it like right where I live. And the San Francisco Bay, yeah, they're like, we're parking next to your house, but that's okay. They're coughing from a long distance. And that was like part of the reason why like we start quarantining and all these things. And so the big thing is not happening with the virus called the Honda virus, which is like, you pick a more haunting name. The fucking Honda virus. I don't know anything about it, like, you know, what happened created it. But basically, they had an outbreak on a cruise ship, and I believe one woman, they will get off, now like Switzerland, and she's infected. So apparently, apparently it's out there, you know. And they're making a story, and, you know, I don't know. I don't know if it's just them, like, testing us out, and just being like, you guys don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But like seriously, after the whole COVID experience, I was like, whatever the fuck's on that cruise ship, give it to me. Fuck it. Like give it to me. Just fucking give it to me already. See this dude, I ended up getting COVID like 6 times. So it's like just fucking give it to me in every form. Hantavirus 2.0, 3.0, give me that fucking shit. I want to be the haunted house virus. But yeah, we'll see where that shit goes. What else? The Spurs, Michael Jackson, and integration. These are all good things. The SpaceX? What about SpaceX? And you're like, why are you talking about SpaceX? Wait, no, okay, let's talk about this thing. Bill Gates, fuck. I'm not asking for more things. I don't think. Do you seriously look at this page like this is the face of a guy who wants more things? Like, no. I'm literally trying to remember the fucking 7 you just gave me. Okay, so the Spurs, how are they doing? Okay, no, you answer there. You literally, if they were doing better, it would have been much quicker of a response. Okay? That's how you always gauge what City Sports team is doing. I say, how are the Spurs doing? Not gonna happen. You can't take. What's their count? What's their count? 14, 19? Oh, right, you mean the game right now. Where they playing? There's no legend. Anyway, how has their season been? Yeah, so, okay, right, well, I get it, but like, the Spurs have been the playoff number of times. You always have to compare to your history, okay? With that, you can't compare this year to this year. But they've been in, what I'm saying is they've been in the playoffs with the number of teams. But you guys don't give a fuck. You just give a fuck from your city. Can anybody name all the players from 2017? Okay, yes, because it's the Spurs, it's the team. Okay, so they're doing good. They're doing good enough to get in the playoffs, obviously. And you say what are their best years? Exactly. That's the correct question. With that, we'll find out. If you're like if they win, they're the best year they've had. If they lose, they're pathetic piece of shit. And we will consult them immediately. I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from the last most state. Just kidding. Listen, of all the reasons I'm getting shot off the show is because I fucking commentary on the Spurs. Good. No, I hope they win. I hope they win. And, you guys celebrate. Yeah. You know what? Look me. He's the tall guy, yeah. He's the tall guy. He's the guy who makes the ball go into hoop. Whippy. Oh, he's the alien. Oh, he's a literal alien. That's why he's in the Spurs. Is that a right? Is that a joke? Is that like a? It's a joke. Do people actually call it alien? Yeah, so they got alien too. You do have aliens. Good. You get it now. Okay, so go games. With that, or it's gonna be hard to happen. That's like bitty. That's a bitty shit right there. Alright. Person, somebody needs to learn things happen, but it's random. That it didn't happen? Okay. Yeah, Katie Perry went to space, so it's all a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? Fuck yeah. Wide awake. Well, most people I talk to say they don't think there are happen. Like, what's your reason? They're like, because we never fucking been, because we never fucking happen. Like, that's all that is. I wasn't questioning big people. This was your time. Kind of like, this is wrong. Like, like, really? These guys, right? I know, not even on them, but just looking at it. Look at your backside. Like, what the fuck? Creepy ass. SpaceX? Oh, you love your big SpaceX friend? Do you work for SpaceX? It just works. He's talking directly to Elon. You and Elon are. What's up, buddy? Are you an astronaut? You're in construction. I know a guy. Oh, yo, my boy. OBL. But you want to work for SpaceX? Yeah, are you local? What they have a spot out here? Without Brownsville? People are out there. Okay, you guys have a city called Brownsville? I want to be the fucking mayor, dude. I want to be the fucking mayor of Brownsville. Of course, that's where fucking Elon's building the SpaceX, but what's taking all the cheap labor? I know that it's something working. That's Brownsville. Yo. What else? Give me a couple other things. Oh, Michael Jackson, and what else? The idea. I used to the idea. And what? The idea and Congress. They were basically fucking, right? Okay. That's enough. What is that? Wait, what is that? What the fuck is that? Oh! Oh, the bird. The bird. What are they called? Is that different birds real different? Oh, it's like Gerald. No, but look, these are robotic birds. No. It's what? That always fair. Is Big Brother watching you because they're watching the birds? Are you guys all high right now? I swear to God. Because I believe you. But this isn't, you're explaining it to me like, duh. Like, what the fuck is Fox? You're like, oh, dude, it's fucking like Big Brother watching you. The birds are really watching you. What? Oh, fuck. Is this a national thing? And it's blocked. Is it an acronym? No. Is it company name? Oh, okay. So what do they make? They make spyware or what? They make surveillance cameras. And they pretend like they're watching the birds. Who let them? Oh, I already know. Right? No, but like, so yeah, so basically, like, oh, we're just gonna put cameras in, watch birds. And then the government was like, sounds like a good idea. We like birds too. Electric fields, or what? Oh, Wemos. What happened to Wemos? Here it, he got swept by what? Oh shit, yeah, this is local shit. Like, you know when you're crossing a low water crossing and the water's going I don't know what the fuck that is, man. Yeah, I've been rain in California since the last time the Spurs were in the playoffs. Okay? So, I don't know what fucking low water crossing is. How does that different from a high water crossing? So, Waymo got swept, like in the river, basically. The river took it. Did he survive? How many casualties? No one was injured, I'm sorry. No. Okay, Waymo got swept. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty great. The ballroom, yeah, they could build a ballroom. We're going to build a ballroom. Mexico's going to pay for it. Yeah, the way I'm a correspondent figure, I already put out like a secret material on it. I feel like nobody cared, so. Yeah, it's kind of like I wrote like an hour of a correspondence there because, they wouldn't let me report there, But it was funny to watch, like, who in our government is pussy, Apparently, like, everybody. Okay, Stephen Miller was, like, hiding behind his wife. And he was pretty grounded, right? And for some reason, I don't know what the fuck. Fucked up because she was pregnant, like, she could grab the belly, she's like, this is what I want to protect. They rescued Katie in before they did the smoke. Which is like, dude, that's like, it's like they knew something could happen. So they get like, oh, you get president, like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, you know, I feel like it's so staged in the sense that, like, I think this war was supposed to happen, but not everybody was in on it. So they're like, yeah, look at it. And I think Trump wanted to have like a showdown with the guy. Right? They're like, Trump, he's going to come in and you can stare it down and let him shoot off the other ear. And then you're going to fall, and you're going to get back up and take a photo off, you know? So Trump was like sitting there, where is this? Where is it? He's like, wait, he's like, look at it. Like, where's your president? Like, no, he's got a job to do. You know, the one-on-one showdown with the shooter. Yeah, that's pretty well. Aaron Burton's there. But it could have been Bruce. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. I just don't know. Michael Jackson, can you see Michael Jackson, please? Yeah, I was it. You loved it? You good? Okay. See, I was people who I was great with me, I was on like Ross Bale and 30%. Like, can you trust me? Okay. Oh, critics squad, yeah. You're like, it's my credit score to me. Yes, they're always doing real hard. But here's the thing. Okay, so I grew up in the 90s.
You in my kitchen?